so much work in progress. How do I stay? What do I do now? Many of you has heard of this line before. I want to say raise your hands, but I can't see you. But I am willing to bet $1,000 that at some point in your writing life, you've heard someone say this or you yourself said this. Yeah, hello, CK here and bringing you with the Pressure Pig Pros. Let's go! The other day, I was talking to my writer friends and I've asked them what are the struggles that they normally have as writers. And as you know, as writers, we do have the strangest quirks on earth. And only fellow writers can understand why we do those things. But anyway, not surprisingly, my answers as well as their answers, some of them overlap. This video will talk about the most 3 common struggles every writer faces. In this edition, we'll also talk about tips and tricks on how we can avoid and hopefully jump over those struggles. Stay tuned at the end, wherein I'll be sharing the best tip that helped me in my writing journey. If you haven't already, highlight the subscribe button, give me that like, and turn on the notification so I can bug you every time I post a new video. In addition, I've also made a TikTok account wherein I post my crackhead writing videos. I also have an Instagram wherein I post a summarized version of my YouTube videos, and that's where I'm most active, so come hang out if you want to chat. Well, if you are ready, get your papers, get your quills, and we are going to rock and roll. Let's go! Numero uno. Balancing creativity while working. So it is no surprise that aspiring writers are either students or working adults like me. I currently work a 9-to-5 job and my job doesn't really allow literature to flourish. So how do I maintain creativity while I am buried with a lot of work? Here are my wise words. To develop creativity, you must set a routine. And no, I don't mean that you have to churn 1,000 words a day. That is too much. I don't even write every day. You know, I should really be taking my own advice. No, you should be writing. But in all seriousness, I strategically choose my downtime. So, for example, I do have a 30-minute commute to my work. So instead of scrolling down on my Facebook account or my Instagram account, I would be reading books on my PDF library. Hey, honey. Please come back. Thing is that allow yourself to have a time, like schedule a block of time, even if it's 10 to 15 minutes wherein you read writing journals. That would really help a lot. As soon as you build those habits, the small habits, and it is so cliche, but it actually works. So my tip for you, start small, set a time, and then follow through it. Make sense? Second dos. I have so much work in progress. How do I stay? What do I do now? How many of you has heard of this line before? I want to say raise your hands, but I can't see you. But I am willing to bet $1,000 that at some point in your writing life, you've heard someone say this or you yourself said this. How do I know this? Because I also said this when I was younger. So, what do? My best tip for you is rolling a pencil. So back in high school and college, whenever I make great decisions, like top decisions, for example, which major do I choose? What do I do in my free time? I would roll a pencil. So basically, you all of your work in progress ideas, like you put it in a circle, or like you can also like just write it down, and then you roll the pencil. So whichever idea where the pencil lands, that's where you're going to focus. This method, believe it or not, actually helped me because this is how I chose my major. Yeah. Follow me for more great advice in life. In addition to that, find yourself an accountability partner. One of my good friends, purple.comma, who streams on Twitch and she does art on her Instagram. I'll link it down below. Follow her for great content. What happens is that every Wednesday we would meet up, like different times, of course. So what happens is that every Wednesday we would meet up and then we will decide what are the goals that we want to achieve next week. And then afterwards, we will list down on each goals. So for example, my goal is to produce a video every Sunday. And she has to stream on Twitch. So if one of us didn't follow through, like we didn't send any proof that it has been completed, then the other person can dare the other person to do something embarrassing. Like I was joking to her that if she failed to stream on Twitch, she has to post a video of her dancing. So the result, so far it has kept our toes and we've been following through. In correlation about our struggles in trying to decide which idea you want to focus, first roll a pencil. Whatever idea that it lands on, you better choose that one, or you already have the gut feeling on which idea you want to. Make sure that is the work in progress that you want to stay committed. Second, find an accountability partner. Meet up every Sunday or every Wednesday, and then make sure that the goals that you set for yourself are correlated to your work in progress. So your goal setting could be, oh, I want to write a chapter of this idea. I want to focus on this lore. And then you send fruit to one another. And believe it or not, this will keep you on your toes as well as accountable. There is actually a study wherein if we are much easier to fulfill our social obligations than it is to ourselves. For example, if you say that you are going to pick someone up, like into the airport or what, you are more likely to follow that because you don't want to disappoint them. In addition, that is why it is so hard to follow through with our own goals because there's no one keeping you accountable. So use that whenever you find yourself trying to understand how to organize yourself. Make sense? Hey, how do I start a novel? How do I write a hook that is so captivating? Spoiler alert, your first attempts are going to suck so bad. If you don't want to believe me, I am going to read my first hook, and if you've been on this channel, like on the beginning stages, I've been posting roasting videos of my fanfictions, so you have an idea on how bad it is. But for example's sake, let me read one of my oldest fanfictions, and this is my hook. Be ready to be amazed of cringe. Bomb, said Yuya. The king and queen wants to see you. Who cares? I may be the princess, but they are not my boss. Do you want power, young master? Power, you say. Yuya, I order you to the palace. I understand, master. Yuya escorted Bomb to the room of the king and queen. I am gonna stop there because it is full of cringe. So, what did I do? Believe it or not, the thing that I've done has always been the answer to all of my writing struggles. You should be writing. I continued to write. I've been writing since I was 12 or 13 years old. I've been writing since I was elementary. Right now, almost a decade has passed. I am now a working adult. I graduated college and I am now working. So it's been a lot of years since I've started writing. And not only that, I've also started to analyze books. Yes, writing is good and all, but I like to work smarter, you know? So what I did is I picked the books that I really, really like, And then I started to analyze what are the captivating hook that they have. For example, Shadow of the Wind, which is my favorite book of all time. Let me read it to you, the first line that instantly drawn me. Remember the day my father took me to the cemetery of forgotten books for the first time. It was the early summer of 1945, and we walked through the streets of Barcelona, trapped beneath ashen skies, as dawn poured over Rambla de Santa Monica in a wreath of liquid copper. Amazing. So right off the bat, that first line, the day my father took me to the cemetery of forgotten books for the first time, instantly hooked me like the fish I am. First, it raised the question, what is the cemetery of the forgotten books? Are they like guardians of books? The second line, it was the early summer of 1945, and we walked through the streets of Barcelona, trapped beneath ashen skies as dawn poured over Rambla de Santa Monica in a wreath of liquid copper. Amazing, so beautiful. Immediately, this line already set the scene that this is going to be a Gothic novel. It is going to be a novel where the writer used vivid descriptions to describe the settings. Immediately, I was hooked. So going back, what do you do to create a good story idea? First, watch my video on how to develop premises. Second, watch my video on ideas on how to twist tropes. Third, analyze the books that you love so much. And fourth, the most final step of all, you should be writing. My friend, my fellow wordsmiths, there is no easy way or any shortcuts on how to write good. It takes time, dedication, and lots of sanity to be lost. And that's the cool part of it. The fact that you are putting a lot of effort in your craft means that it's going to be awesome. Make sense? So, there you have it. 3 most common struggles of a writer. And these are the tips that I found to work well for myself. You may have a different learning curvature, but at the end of the day, it still stands. You should be writing. What about you? What are the writing struggles that you've encountered in your writing journey? It doesn't matter if you've just started or has been in the writing game for so long. Doesn't matter. Comment down below because I want to hear it. And you may never know. Maybe the other person who is losing hope in their writing and saw your comment and be inspired. You know what you should be doing right now? You should be writing. You should be writing your next best-selling novel. Woo! Now, see you soon on Sunday, wherein I'll post another video. Well then, CK signing out, and don't forget to highlight the subscribe button, give me that like, and turn on the notification so I can always bug you whenever I post a video. And don't forget, I have a TikTok and an Instagram account wherein I post my crackhead writing videos. Stay writing, follow Wordsmith. You're still here? You know what that means? You are not writing. You should be writing. In all seriousness, you came here for the bonus tip, didn't you? So here I am and I will deliver. So the best tip that really worked for me is writing on sticky notes. So I am such a plotter. I like to believe that I am organized. Every Sunday, I will write on the sticky notes everything that I would like to accomplish. And then I will set the days that I want to accomplish by, and it's so satisfying to take down the sticky notes in which I've already completed. Try it out. Maybe just write 2 to 3 things and then put it in a sticky note and work your way. Again, small habits matter. And then, CK, I will be signing out truly this time. Don't forget to subscribe because that honestly means a lot. I will see you soon and stay writing, fellow wordsmith. You should be writing. Ciao!